This video is for you if you're an NRI trying to understand how your move to India is going to change you as a person. Remember that when you visit India, you're looking at India through an NRI lens. You fear that you may not be able to adjust, but you have to keep the faith and realize that you will eventually adjust. It just may take a lot of time. Hi, I'm Nupur Dave and I've helped hundreds of NRIs make the crucial decision of whether they should move to India or not. The first and biggest change that came about me was I stopped stressing out. In the United States, I was on a visa like many of you who are watching this video, and I had to earn to pay my rent. A huge portion of my salary went into rent in San Francisco. It didn't give me the opportunity to take a break from work and explore things that I wanted to try out, like writing or photography. One of the biggest stressors for a lot of NRIs is the fact that they're on a visa and they cannot take a break. Moving to India is like a one-way street. You can't go back if you're on an H1. Well, you can, but it's not that easy. When I moved to India, I didn't have these constraints of visa or having to earn every month to pay an exorbitant rent. The rents in India are relatively cheaper and affordable, especially if you're an NRI with some savings. I could try out many things. I left my job, I wrote my first book, and I tried a couple of jobs that I really wanted to explore. I left those jobs once again to write my second book, which is back home. It made me feel so much less stressed and so much more free to explore what I want to do and who I want to be. Just with this stress gone, my sleep patterns have also improved. I've gone from 5 hours of sleep in the US to nearly 8 hours of sleep. After I did my explorations, I realized that, you know what, maybe I can't be a full-time writer and just sit at home all day. I need the structure of a job. I need the social interaction that a job gives. I was also very passionate about product, and India gave me an opportunity to try out different roles which I wouldn't have been able to switch otherwise while being on a visa. Second point, having family around really helped me grow as a person. After moving to India, I could call my family anytime, even 1 in the afternoon. Imagine trying that while in the US because of the time zone difference. This even made my family open up more to me and feel more connected to me. In the United States, I had to lean a lot on my friends for advice or help. And in India, I really didn't have to do that. I could contain all my problems, issues, and the help that I needed within my family. I feel that's changed me a lot as a person because I feel more relieved to have family that I can reach out to, and also I don't feel the need to reach out to friends or acquaintances anymore. My third point is a little tricky. I would say I have been very naive, and United States kind of feeds it. You don't really have to worry about who you're trusting. You don't have to recheck your bill. You can talk to the watchman or the driver or just about anybody from any socio-economic background. In India, that is not the case. I'll give you an example. When I moved to Delhi, my friends told me, don't chat up with a watchman. I never understood why, because I'm a super friendly person, but I figured that there may be some wisdom in what my friends are saying that I don't understand as a freshly returned NRI. It was my last day in my apartment in New Delhi, and the watchman downstairs said that he's going to help me move. I thought it was such a nice gesture. The next day I got a phone call saying the television was stolen from the apartment and curtains. Who steals curtains? My best guess is that the watchman did it. I don't have proof, but he was the only one with the key. That day, a neighbor came up to me and said, "Madam, ab bahar ki dikhti hai. Please take your time to trust me." This incident changed me as a person because I started being more careful about who I open up to and who I trust. I became more in tune with understanding why some people in India take their time to open up to you or be friends with you. I have a friend who moved back from the US after about 10 years in the US, and it was his first day in office. He expected, as in the US, that his co-workers would come and shake his hands and say hello, but nobody did. He had to go to them and say hello. That made him wonder if his decision to move was right. He started feeling that, is he really in the right place with the right people? But after 3 months, when they opened up to him and started becoming warmer, things became much better for him. So it might take time for you to adjust, for people to open up to you, for you to learn certain lessons that you need to learn to improve you as a person and for you to adjust to the culture that is India. That's all from my side. If you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see, please leave it in the comments below. Buy my book and watch my other videos. Thank you so much.